Hey guys, Austin here, and welcome to another Pixelmon discussion video here on the channel. Today, guys, I plan on just sort of going over the things that we've recently gotten in Pixelmon and what are my thoughts on what is going to be coming in the near future. So this is just going to be a discussion-based video. You guys do not have to actually watch me because I'm just going to be flying around. But of course, we find any cool structures, I will make notes of how cool they look, like this nice abandoned church back here. But of course, as always, if you guys have been enjoying the Pixelmon videos on the channel and the discussion theme videos I do, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and of course, as always, leave a comment down below if I talk about anything that's a topic that you would like to give your input on. Feel free to leave a comment to just be like, yeah, I agree with you on this point, blah, 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 or I disagree with you on this point, delete your channel. So let's get right into this. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, for if anyone's been living under a rock and does not know, Pixelmon has added Generation 9. They haven't added all of Generation 9, but they've added the starters. They've added the Paldean Wooper Clodsire. They've added Orthworm, which I just made a guide on today. They added the line for Toadstool? I forget what the Pokemon's name is, but the little electric light bulb guy. And his evolution, they added a few others as well, like Wugtrio and Wiglet, etc. And they do plan on adding a bunch more, because that update is like only about a week or two old at this point. So do not worry for anyone who's starting off thinking, well, are they going to finish Generation 9? Yes, I've actually gotten a few comments, believe it or not, where people are saying, oh, are they going to add this from Generation 9? Every single Pokemon from Generation 9, including the legendaries, including the paradox forms, etc., will all be making their appearance and debuts in Pokemon eventually. Now, if I had to guess, they probably are going to do a few more updates before they start doing like the legendaries and stuff, because those are always the last things they add with the update, because they want, or with the updates plural, because they want to make that all work out. But in terms of all the Pokemon, we will be getting them. There doesn't seem to be any specific order, especially with the batch that we just got in Pixelmon recently, because we got Baxcalibur's line, and he's towards the edge of the end of the Pokedex for Paldea. So that was kind of random that we got him sooner rather than later. But of course, like I said, I do plan on making guides on all of them if you guys are curious on how they spawn or where they spawn, etc. And yeah, of course we got all the starters. The starters still currently do not spawn in the wild, but I'm pretty sure in the next update or so they are going to be. Like I said, they did this once before as well, I think with the Gen 8 starters, where they didn't initially spawn in the wild until an update or two later, and that is intentional because they want you to be able to, it's sort of like something taken from the regular Pokemon, so they want you to play the region first before you immediately start only shiny hunting the starters, you know what I mean? I know it's the first thing everyone does in every Pokemon game, mainstream, is breed the starters to try to get the shinies, or restart the game. And that's why the regular games even shiny luck the starters at the beginning, because they don't want you to just instantly go for that versus just play enjoying the game, you know what I mean? But with Pixelmon having every starter, you of course can still go after other starters. But I understand if you're like, I want that shiny Skeledirge, I want that shiny Meowscarada. Do not worry, you'll get them in the next update or so. Don't lose hope on that. They will spawn in the wild. You will be able to find all their forms. It's not like Pokemon Go where they lock all the third evolutions and you don't get to find any of them in the wild. But anyway, aside from all that, yes, they are going to be adding the new Pokemon. Now, in terms of the legendaries, how is something like the two main bike legendaries that you ride around in Scarlet and Violet? I'm not sure how they are going. I mean, it's easy for you to be able to ride them in Pixelmon. They're just going to allow you to ride them like any rideable mount in Pixelmon. You'll probably be able to ride them on water, on land. You might be able even to fly with them, etc. So it'll just be a Pokemon that can do all three things. That's easy enough because we already have Pokemon that can do that in Pixelmon. Now, in terms of how they're going to spawn, since they technically come from Area 0, I imagine they still will be bound to Area 0 as like the legendary spawns. Now, that brings me to the topic of Area 0. They can go, I've been saying this in a few videos already, but they can go about Area 0 in two different ways. One, they can have it be a biome in the overworld that spawns, similar to how we have Mount Lanakila right now, which actually is from Generation 7 that you can find in the overworld if you guys didn't know. I imagine it's going to be like that if they go that route where you go into the biome and all those Pokemon will be able to spawn. Now, if they do it like a dimension, then it will be like, of course, the Ultra Space dimension that we currently have, or the Drowned dimension, where you go into the dimension and then, again, the Pokemon could spawn there. Whichever the case it will be, the paradox forms will likely just be wild spawns, like how the Ultra Beasts work, where they just have a chance of spawning, a rare chance probably, but a chance of spawning in that biome slash dimension. Whereas the legendaries will have the ability to just, it'll be a legendary has spawned in this biome, go get it kind of thing. I think that's what they're going to be doing for that. Again, I have no confirmation on this at all. I'm just assuming and hypothesizing based on what they've done before and what they're currently doing. I think that's how it's going to work. I doubt it's going to be, they're just going to have the paradox forms spawn in any biome. It makes sense that they would specifically dedicate the Area Zero to them, and that makes sense. I'm not sure if they're going to make it be actually a crater that spawns in Minecraft. I don't think that's worth it, in my opinion. I think it should just be its own, either, like I said, dimension or biome. It shouldn't be a crater. That's just that would just look weird in Minecraft, I think. It works in the game because you have all that space to work with, but in Minecraft, if you were to do it, you would have to hollow out a lot of land to make that work as a generated structure. That would be the biggest structure in Pixelmon. Speaking of structures, if you guys didn't know, they've currently added 3 gyms up to date. We have the grass gym, the fire gym, and the ground type gym, which I have guides on my channel on how to navigate all 3 of them. Feel free to check them out if you want. But yeah, they've added all those 3 gyms. They, of course, will plan on adding more gyms in the future. It's unclear how many or what typings they will do, or if they're going to do any theme gyms. I still hold true that they eventually will do an Elite Four / Champion. I think it would be really cool if that was randomized, whereas it could be any of the Elite Four through all the generations, or any of the champions from all the generations. I think that would be cool to have them as spawning in the world. Since right now you can currently locate the team Galactic Leader Cyrus at the Arceus Ruins, and you can locate the team Plasma Leader in their little spaceship, flying ship that can spawn in the world as well. So I have no doubt in my mind they're going to be adding more team leader bosses and hopefully like Elite Four gym leader type characters in the future as well. So do not fret about that. They all are things that will come in due time. Keep in mind that Pixelmon just updated last year, the start of last year, to 1.16.5 of Minecraft. There are probably plans for them to update to even newer versions of Minecraft, but if I were to hypothesize or guess, that's not going to come until either the end of this year or next year even. Because right now they are heavily focusing on structure generation, adding new things to their world. Like here's the grass gym right now that we're approaching. The entire town looks beautiful. All of the current gyms they've added have towns that look equally unique as the last to their gyms specifically. And I think that's just an amazing thing to do. I love that they're putting so much time and effort into building these massive structures versus just have a gym spawn in a village like how it was in the older versions of Pixelmon. So to all the people that are still like, more gyms, be patient. They will do it. To all the people that are like, where's all the Gen 9? I want all the Gen 9. That is coming too. Just be patient. And again, for anyone who's acting like that's the only thing to do in Pixelmon, it isn't. I have an entire video listing all the things you could do in Pixelmon if you guys want to look that up too. If I remember, I'll try to have some of these videos I talked about linked at the card top right hand corner so you guys can kind of peruse through them and look to see my thoughts and stuff. But the last thing I want to talk about before we end off this discussion is, of course, how the raid system is going to work. If you guys didn't know, right now in Pixelmon, we have the raids from Generation 8, sort of like the Den raids. With Scarlet and Violet Gen 9, they added these terastallizing raids where, of course, the Pokemon would terastallize, you would catch it would have a terastallize type. They are probably going to add terastallization into Pixelmon eventually. I don't know if it'll work for every Pokemon, like every Pokemon you catch will have a terastallize type, or if it'll be similar to how it works with the current Mega Evolution and Gigantamaxing that is in Pixelmon, where you'll have to complete a quest, you will get the reward, which will be the crystallized terastallized orb, and then you will use that to terastallize specific Pokemon. Like, there'll be an item you give them or something to let them terastallize. I don't know how they're going to do it. I find it very far-fetched that they would just automatically make every Pokemon terastallizable, considering right now every Pokemon technically can Gigantamax, and I imagine they want to have some sort of difference between them, or they'll just make it where like some Pokemon you catch now will be able to Dynamax, whereas other Pokemon will be able to terastallize. Same with the raid dens. I don't think you're going to change them up at all. I think it would just be a different type of raid den might spawn in the world, or they'll just edit it where there's a chance of it terastallizing. Either way, that is going to do for this discussion. If I covered anything that you guys want to leave input on, feel free to leave some comments down below. If there's anything I didn't cover that you guys are curious about, also leave a comment down below. And of course, as always, if you guys want to download the mod, it'll be linked in the description. All the information you need, all the different guides and stuff are on my channel. Feel free to look them up and explore the wonderful world of Pokemon, and I cannot wait to see what they add next. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Goodbye.